My name is Marcus. Before we start, I wanted to show you my family. This is my wife, Katia, my son, Mateus. By the way, he's 12. And my little princess, Julia. She's 10 now. So, we. Thank you, guys. I decided to make this video because I want to show you that you can leave the Jehovah's Witness organization without leaving your family behind. I know it's hard, I know it's really difficult, but some people can do it, and maybe you can do it too. So I want to tell you a little bit about my story, how I started, what happened to me inside the so-called God's organization, and especially I want to show you why I left and why we left as a family and why now we serve God, we read the Bible in our house and not in a kingdom hall or something like that. Um, I became a Jehovah's Witness when I started studying the Bible when I was 12. I got baptized at the age of 14, and at 18 I was a ministerial servant, and I got married at the age of 20, as many JWs. We went to the US, me and my wife, spent 4 years there working, doing many things, but inside the Jehovah's Witness organization. When we were there, we decided to move back to Brazil because we thought that we could do more for this organization. So we came back to Brazil. We did a lot of stuff. I became an elder. And the last thing we did for the organization, we moved to this small city where I am now, where we are now. And here we came to help the congregation. It's a small congregation, and the end was so near, so we decided to come here and help this organization. Well, what happened here? Since here is a very quiet place, I have a very good place to study. I start to read the Bible more and more. And when I was reading the Bible, I saw some things that they are not, clearly not in this organization, especially love. When you see Jesus, the way he treated everybody, especially the sinners, and then you go to the kingdom hall and you see how everybody treats these fellowships, and especially as an elder. When you see that things, you see that something is not quite right. Something is wrong, really wrong. But I think 2 years ago, in the convention, I think everybody remembers this. There was a video that Armageddon was coming, and everybody went to the basement. All Jehovah's Witnesses there in the basement, expecting Jehovah to protect them. And then I started reading Ezekiel, Isaiah. I started reading the Bible, and the Bible doesn't say nothing like that. They created that thing, and that was not good for me. Actually, it was good. I was waking up and learning more about this organization. Um, my son, that I showed, the oldest one, Matthew, he was baptized. It's funny, guys. He was baptized last year in a convention here in Brazil. Why he was baptized? We were waking up, but we were believing in the governing body at that moment. And we thought that Mateus and Julia, they needed to be baptized in this organization to be saved by God. That's exactly what it is. But right there in this convention, I had a talk to do. In that talk, had a question or two questions that wasn't biblical at all. And I showed it to my wife and said, I'm not going to ask these questions. And I did it. I made my talk, but I didn't ask those questions. As suddenly, when I finished the talk, when I was getting out of the assembly hall, the circuit overseer called me and said, hey, you forgot to say those questions. Those questions are very important. And I said, oh, okay, I forgot. And then it's okay. I finished, had the convention. We stayed there the 3 days, learning. The last talk, I think everybody remembers the last talk. Last talk here in Brazil, the brother was trying to explain again what David explained, tried to explain about the generations. Nobody understood. I asked all my friends, the elders, oh, did you understand? Nobody really understood. But then we came home and I started to make a research about many things about this organization. I saw some things very weird in the publication, some images that are not quite right, something that shouldn't be there. And we, at that moment, was me, my wife, and my kids. We were all learning together about this organization. Something very good about my family that if you want to help your family, you should do, in my opinion, is involve everybody inside of everything. If something is weird, don't keep it to yourself. Show it to your family. And we did. As soon as we did that, we start to make a research about these pictures and the things we learned, we saw on these publications. And we were, even with that, we stayed in the Kingdom Hall for about 2 months. And then some verses in the Bible, they just woke me up really suddenly. One verse that I really want to show you is a verse that my wife, when we were studying the Bible late at night one day, and she showed me. I want to read for you this verse. Is in 1 Corinthians 4, verses 3 to 5. And remember, I was an elder for about 10 years. If you know the organization, you know that elders judge. We judge. Everybody inside this organization judge. But as an elder, you can destroy a family with the power you have in hands. So I was in many judicial committees, so you know what I'm talking about. But me and my wife, we read this together without the publications, of course. And this First Corinthians, take a look there if you can, if you want. First Corinthians 4, the verses are 3 to 5. Pay attention. It doesn't matter to me if I am judged by you or even by a court of law. In fact, I don't judge myself. I don't know of anything against me, but this doesn't prove I am right. The Lord is my judge. So don't judge anyone until the Lord returns. Look at this. I was an elder judging people, and this verse here. Don't judge anyone until the Lord returns. He will show what is hidden in the dark and what is in everyone's heart. Then God will be the one who praise each of us. How could I go to a judicial committee after reading this? After many things, I decided to do something for myself and my family because if you believe in this organization, you need to prove yourself that you are and your family are in the right place. And one thing I knew that I needed to understand and needed to be right is 1914. Because if you are Jehovah's Witnesses watching this, you know that in 1914, everything became legal for the faithful slave. Because Jesus came invisibly in 1914. So what I did, I took only the Bible and the Bible alone to study and prove to myself for the first time in 23 years that 1914 was right. And as you know, it's impossible to do that. At that moment, I didn't look to any apostates websites or something like that. I tried to prove myself that 1914 was right, not wrong, right, and I couldn't. I was an elder for 10 years. I had my family. I was doing everything the organization asked, everything. So why am I doing this video? Why am I showing my face and make this video to you? Because I know there are many elders, many people, many pioneers, many Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't care about titles. They are there sincerely, and they are doing their best because they didn't allow themselves to research. So, if you really believe in God, if you don't want to be in an organization just to show people that you are right in some way, if you really want to do something good, first, allow yourself to make a research. Because look, um, if you are Jehovah's Witnesses, if you have a son and daughter like I am, and if your son needs blood, and you say no, and your son dies, are you sure you did the right thing? Are you sure that God asked you to do that? If you decide to shun your brother, if you decide to shun your mother, I don't know. Are you sure you're doing what is right? If Jesus was with you walking on the street and there was a disfellowship woman or a man, a brother, and you decide to shun that guy, do you think Jesus would do the same? So I really wanted to open your eyes. If you want, allow yourself to study. Prove to yourself that you are in the right place. Because if you're not in the right place, you can turn around as I did. Um, the hardest thing for me and my family was that on October, I think 6 or something, I went to the Kingdom Hall for the last time, and I was the only elder there. Yes, I didn't have any punishment. Nothing happened to me, um, and I left the organization because something or somebody did something to me. I was an elder in my last meeting. I did everything I had to do there by myself, the whole meeting. And that was on Sunday. On Monday, I went to my parents' house to talk to them about the truth about the truth. The truth about the truth, yeah. It was really hard because my parents, my brother, elder, my father, elder, and I had to prove them and tell them as a family with my wife and my kids and say, look, we found this and this and this and this, and from now on, we are not a Jehovah's Witnesses anymore. That was really hard, really, really hard. When I say goodbye to my parents, I knew that I couldn't have them anymore in my life. But now I'm free. Now I am a sincere person. Now, especially because I'm not an elder anymore, I don't need to force people to do something that I don't think it's right. Now I sleep well. I'm fine. And if you want to have a real life, if you want to get out of that watchtower, you can do it. Just, again, allow yourself to make a research. So thank you so much for everything, and I hope I can help you somehow.